Ghana's alleged cold response to the Nigerian Civil War, which lasted from July 1967 to January 1970, was one of the significant incidents that have caused controversy in Nigeria-Ghana relations in modern history. Even though Ghana served as a mediator for the federal military government of Nigeria and its dissident eastern region to prevent the impending civil war, the Nigerian government accused Ghana of working with the secessionist Republic of Biafra during the war years to destroy the country. It certainly contributed significantly to the deterioration of the fragile relations between the two nations. Although only temporarily, the bitter rivalry in Ghana-Nigeria relations could be said to have ended with the toppling of Tafawa Balewa of Nigeria on January 15, 1966 and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana on the 24th of February 1966. The interpersonal relationship between the two military leaders, Ironsi of Nigeria and J.A. Ankrah of Ghana, existed since the time of the colonial administration and was a major foundation for this newfound cordial friendship. Before 1956, J.A. Ankrah and Aguiyi both served as officers in the Royal West African Frontier Force stationed in Accra. In addition to this, the two military leaders had also studied together at Eton Hall in England, a center for British military training. The official recognition of General Ankrah's government by Nigeria in February 1966 and Nigeria's rigorous effort to ensure the accreditation of Ghanaian delegation to the now defunct Organization of African Unity's Ministerial Council meeting held in Addis Ababa on February 28, 1966, were additional developments that helped in improving bilateral relations between the two nations. These two gestures are reported to have pleased the Ghanaian government so much so that they immediately sent a powerful delegation to Nigeria with a message of goodwill. Both nations emphasized their intention to re-establish and further enhance their long-standing friendship in a communique released at the end of the visit. The Nigerian counter-coup of July 29, 1966, which resulted in the assassination of General Aguiyi, nearly put an end to this new era of friendly relations. Eventually, however, in a diplomatic way, characteristics of experienced statesmen, General Ankrah sent a congratulatory message to the new Nigerian head of state, Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, and commended him for having a peculiar grasp and understanding of the difficulties facing Nigeria. The two militaries' mutual regard and understanding laid the foundation for Ghana's participation in the upcoming Nigerian Civil War. This prompts us to consider General Ankrah's position as a mediator between the Nigerian government and its eastern region to avert the start of the civil war in Nigeria. But before that, it is important to note that several factors inform the Ghanaian government's intervention in Nigeria's political crisis. These include an attempt to promote an in-house settlement of African dispute devoid of extra-African intervention, the zeal to maintain the territorial integrity of Nigeria, the necessity of maintenance of peace in the West African sub-region, a proactive step aimed at preventing large flows of refugees into Ghana in the event of the outbreak of the Nigerian war, the need to unify the Nigerian army and resolve the internal wrangling among its officers, and most importantly, the humanitarian factor of reducing the carnage of death in the event of outbreak of hostilities between Nigeria's federal government and the eastern region. The events that led to the Nigerian Civil War have been well covered in our previous videos on this channel. You can see links up here and in my description. But it is important to stress some points here for the purpose of those who may not have seen any of those videos. After the military coup and counter-coup of January and July 1966 respectively, tension and killings targeted at Igbos and other Easterners continued in the northern part of Nigeria. This will lead to a large influx of Easterners residing in the north back to their region. Consequent upon this tension and the mass killing of Igbos and other Easterners in the north, Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, the military governor of the eastern region, demanded more security measures to protect the Igbos. He would also ask for more autonomy for the eastern region. However, the proposal was denied by the federal military government. This marked the beginning of increased political tension leading up to the civil war. It is worthy of note at this point that early in November 1966, Lieutenant Colonel Ojukwu had refused to acknowledge Gowon's leadership and stopped attending Supreme Military Council meetings as a result of the Nigerian government's refusal to approve his request. On November 23, 1966, Ojukwu accepted to attend the Supreme Military Council meeting, but only if it took place outside the country, since according to him, no other part of the country could assure or guarantee his personal protection except for the eastern region. Yakubu Gowon gave in to Ojukwu's request in an effort to appease the governor, who seemed to be dissatisfied. Then, the search for a suitable location got underway. General Joseph Arthur Ankrah, the head of state of Ghana, offered to host the mediation meeting in December 1966. It was perhaps the final significant effort to broker a reconciliation between Lieutenant Colonels Odumegwu Ojukwu and Yakubu Gowon. Eventually, on January 4th and 5th, 1967, Nigerian military chiefs and senior police officials traveled to Aburi in Accra, Ghana, to find solution for the peaceful coexistence of the various peoples who make up the nation of Nigeria. Then, an agreement, which will be popularly known as the Aburi Accord, was reached between Gowon and Ojukwu. Details of the agreement is found on the video displayed in the card here and in my description. Unfortunately, however, the agreement was never implemented by Gowon's government because they were viewed as representing a victory for Ojukwu. Despite this, General Ankrah remained convinced that a peaceful solution to the problems was still possible. He convinced Gowon to follow the Aburi Accord, but without success. His effort, however, led to the promulgation of Decree No. 8 of May 28, 1967 as the only workable solution or compromise by the federal military government of Nigeria. But Ojukwu would reject this decree almost immediately. However, Ojukwu's rejection of the decree led to increased tensions in Nigeria's already volatile political situation rather than the desired peace. Undeterred, the Ghanaian government immediately dispatched a 3-man delegation to persuade Ojukwu to change his mind about the Aburi Accord and speak with other military leaders in order to keep peace in Nigeria. Notwithstanding, their efforts were unsuccessful. General Ankrah subsequently invited all the top legal and financial officials from each of the Nigerian regions to a meeting in Accra. His goal was to persuade the officers to put the Aburi Summit constitutional and budgetary suggestions into practice. The forum failed to meet its goals, much like the earlier attempts. After that meeting, the conflict would immediately change course when Ojukwu issued the Revenue Collection Edict. The edict ordered all companies operating in the eastern region to pay taxes into the eastern region's coffers rather than the federal government's accounts. The federal government responded to the edict pretty quickly. The edict was proclaimed illegal and the eastern region was first placed under economic and diplomatic blockade. In retaliation, Lieutenant Colonel Ojukwu gave the federal government until May 31, 1967 to implement the terms of the Aburi Accord for a flexible federation and provide aid to Igbo refugees, among other things. The Eastern Region Consultative Assembly opted to leave Nigeria on May 26, 1967. It mandated Ojukwu to declare at the earliest practicable date the Eastern Nigeria a free, sovereign, and independent state by the name and title of the Republic of Biafra. Subsequently, on 30th of May 1967, Ojukwu declared a secession of the Eastern region from Nigeria, naming the new country the Republic of Biafra. Vowing to preserve unity and territorial integrity of Nigeria's federation, General Gowon declared war, or what was termed a police action, against the so-called Republic of Biafra on the 6th of July 1967. This signaled the commencement of the Nigerian Civil War, which lasted until January 15, 1970. It is worthy of note that Ghana's perspective changed immediately after the conflict began in July 1967. The neutrality of Ghana became loud and clear. The OAU's principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of member states, respect for each state's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and respect for its unalienable right to exist independently were likely reasons why the Ghanaian government chose to remain neutral in the conflict. Recall that in September 1967 at the Kinshasa summit, the OAU declared the Nigerian Civil War to be an internal matter, the resolution of which is essentially the responsibility of the Nigerians themselves. Ghana was a frontline member of the OAU and had little no choice but to abide by its principles and resolutions. This led the Nigerian administration to question Ghana's conduct during the conflict. This posture impeded the spirit of good neighborliness between the two nations. It is important to stress at this point that Ghana never gave an open diplomatic recognition to Biafra during or after the Nigerian Civil War. However, the alleged press campaign against Nigeria that the Ghanaian print media purportedly launched during the conflict, the government's repeated reference to Biafra as a sovereign state, the emotional support provided to Igbo elements in Ghana, and the expulsion of the Nigerian immigrant community from Ghana in 1969, with the exception of the Igbos, who were classified special refugees, all stoked concern about Ghana's tense relations with Nigeria. So, why would Nigeria come to the conclusion that Ghana was tacitly supporting Biafra? Well, let's look at some of these concerns. In what appeared to have been a propaganda war, Ojukwu announced the names of nations that in his assertions had recognized Biafra on May 30, 1967. Ghana's name stood out the most in a list of African nations. The fact that it took the Ghanaian government about 10 days to deny the claim was a very strong indication to political observers of Ghana's tacit support for Biafra, even though Ghana never openly recognized Biafra at any point in time. Furthermore, the Ghanaian press, newspapers and journals aggravated the situation with their editorial remarks. For instance, the Daily Graphic changed its tune within the first month of the conflict, after first labeling Ojukwu's secession attempt as foolhardy. The Daily Graphic then made an even bigger blunder by urging the OAU summit in Kinshasa to change the OAU charter to allow for secession. Although this call was ignored by well-intentioned African leaders and secession was explicitly denounced in the communique issued at the summit's conclusion, the very fact that it was even considered was reprehensive and unpleasant. On May 29, 1968, the Daily Graphic and Ghanaian Times both ran full-page memorial advertisements in honor of the 30,000 Igbo civilians who were allegedly massacred during the 1966 civil unrest in northern Nigeria, bringing attention to the emotional support given to Biafra by the Ghanaian government and citizenry. The Biafra Union in Ghana also planned a memorial service for the same day in Catholic Cathedral in Ankrah as part of the advertisements. In a prompt response to the aforementioned publications, the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana urged the Ghanaian government to disallow the service. In a prompt rejoinder, the Ghanaian government stated that she did not recognize the residence in Ghana of any citizen of any state known as Biafra, but regretted that she had been unable to prevent the service from going ahead as planned in the interest of religious freedom. This specific incident certainly marked the lowest point in Nigeria-Ghana relations. It also brought to bear the strong attachment that Ghanaians had to Biafra and indicates Ghana's disregard for Nigeria's economic success. Ghana's regular mention of Biafra can also be used to infer tacit support for the separatists. This, without a doubt, suggested that Ghana was covertly supporting the rebels' cause, a development that the federal government of Nigeria could not even begin to imagine. For instance, as part of the OAU's effort to promote peace in Nigeria, during the Niamey peace talks, General Ankrah, who served as the head of the 6-member consultative committee sent to inform Gowon and Ojukwu of the OAU's commitment to uphold the country's territorial integrity, as well as its desire for peace and unity, frequently referred to the secessionist enclave as the state of Biafra. The Nigerian delegation to the meeting strongly condemned Ankrah's undiplomatic statement. This unpleasant position was made even worse by the committee's peace proposals, which were essentially an exact replica of the secessionist demands. Political analysts saw the development as an indication of Ghana's indirect support for Biafra. The Ghanaian government, led by Dr. Kofi A. Busia, issued the Aliens Compliance Order in November 1969, ordering all foreign nationals living in Ghana without valid residency permit to leave within 14 days, that is, not later than the 2nd of December 1969. This was the next unfriendly act against Nigeria. Although some migrants from other West African states including Togo, Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast were affected by the order, most of the victims were Nigerian Yorubas from the country's southwestern region, who numbered about 140,000 and were deported from Ghana at the height of the civil conflict. The decision by the Ghanaian government to treat the Igbos as special refugees when their Nigerian counterpart, Yorubas and Hausas, were due for expulsion, however, created a big gap in the Nigerian-Ghana relations. Even though the government earlier claimed that they do not recognize Biafra or the residence in Ghana of any citizen of such a state, the fact that the Ghanaian government acknowledged that Igbos were no longer Nigerians but instead belonged to another state that was being terrorized by a bully made their earlier claims irrelevant. More than any other development, this one episode heightened accusations that Ghana was being hypocritical in the Nigerian Civil War. The Nigeria-Ghana relations were made even more difficult by the remarks of Dr. K. A. Busia about the Nigerian Civil War. He was believed to have proposed an immediate and unconditional ceasefire between the Nigerian and Biafran forces. He was criticized for being mischievous and unhelpful for deliberately ignoring the fact of the Nigerian government's case. Despite the fact that it is difficult to pinpoint a precise reason for the sudden change in attitude of the people and government of Ghana since the beginning of the Nigerian Civil War, Nigerian officials perceived all the aforementioned actions as deliberate attempt to dissipate the government and divert attention away from the crucial war of unity that was raging. It was also perceived as Ghana's strategy to exacerbate the economic and political problems of Nigeria at the time. Some analysts believe that the hostile attitude of Ghana was likely influenced by her envy for the large population of Nigeria, which she saw as threatening. She may therefore be accused with trying to undermine the Nigerian government, encourage Biafra's secession, and bring about Nigeria's disintegration in order to eliminate Nigeria's threat as her only long-standing rival and competition for the status of hegemonic power in the West African sub-region. These concerns severely deteriorated the relation between Nigeria and Ghana. It is, however, necessary to point out that despite all the points mentioned in this video, Ghana never at any point in time made any official pronouncement in recognition of Biafra as a sovereign state. So what is your thought on this? For more on Ghana's effort to forestall the civil war and bring about peace in Nigeria, please check the video displayed here. Remember to like this video, share with friends and family on social media, and subscribe to Hispo Media. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.